How's it going, guys? I hope you are all safe and healthy during this time. I know that a lot of people have been going stir crazy during this quarantine. Amazon, Netflix, HBO, people are exhausting all of the content, that these things have. It's one of the only things you can do now is watch TV, and people have been spending a lot of time doing it. I'm here to tell you about one movie that might be worth your time. Like, I know there's a lot of trash out there. There's some good things, some not so good. But one I saw recently is Spenser Confidential. It's on Netflix. It debuted, I think, a couple weeks ago, but it's got a pretty decent cast. It's got Mark Wahlberg, who's the main star, and then Winston Duke. For those of you who don't know anything about it, it's basically the story of, it's kind of one of those buddy cop comedies type drama movies. And Mark Wahlberg, he's a police officer who gets into a little bit of trouble. He ends up going to jail, and when he gets out, he plans to move away from the town that he was a police officer in and he grew up in. But he kind of gets drawn into some things, helping some people out, and then he ends up trying to solve a murder. This type of detective type thing. So it's, if you've seen like these buddy cop dramas before, you've kind of seen how this is supposed to go. Winston Duke plays his partner, who isn't a cop, but he kind of gets involved with him. And I tell you right off the bat, I gave it a 6 out of 10. It's got, I think, a 32% score on Rotten Tomatoes for the critics, and then a 57% score from the audience. And I'd say that's pretty much in line. Um, I recognize that absolutely due to this time, like how I rate things has kind of changed. Um, Back when there was, things that you could see in theater and people were going out and everything, um, I'd say your time had a much higher um, value to it in terms of, am I going to spend my time watching this when I can do something else? Now I'd say that's lessened a little bit, as we're all kind of trapped inside. So that's kind of playing into the way that I'm rating this. Um, in respect to, a lot of the other things that are on there, I didn't think it was a bad movie. So the fight scenes are adequate. Some of them were more exciting than others, but they were well choreographed, and they were exciting. It's not as humorous as I would like it to be. That you would expect it to be for these type of films, but it has some funny moments, and some of the jokes they add up. A lot of them fall flat, but it's adequate. And then the gunfight scenes, I thought those were pretty good, pretty well done as well. The acting, like I said, there's no standout performances or anything here, but it's serviceable. Mark Wahlberg, he does a good job. Winston Duke does a good job. Some of the minor supporting characters, they do good enough jobs. And especially, for this time that we're in, I'd say it's a decent movie that you can watch. You're not gonna probably think about this 5, 10 years from now and say, oh, that movie I saw, this time ago, it was really good. Or, hey, this is one of those unfound gems that, that, maybe I should revisit, or you're going to be telling somebody else to revisit it. But given the time that we're in, I do think it's good enough to keep your interest, give you something to do, and especially if you're a big Mark Wahlberg fan, you'll definitely like it from that respect. It's got a couple cool cameos. It's got Post Malone for a few scenes. Interesting scene with Donald Cerrone, the UFC fighter. So in that respect, like I say, it's got things to keep you entertained. And I will say that no time throughout this movie I was sitting, waiting for it to end, or like, why am I watching this? What else can I do? So it was good enough to keep me entertained throughout, and I think that'll definitely do that for you guys. That's all I got for this one. 6 out of 10. It's worth watching. You probably not have much to do anything, but if you want to watch something, it's definitely worth turning on. It'll occupy you for a couple of hours. You'll enjoy it. That's all for this one. Hope you guys are all healthy. Please stay safe during this time. Social distancing, wear your masks, wash your hands. I feel like all of us have to say that. And we'll come through out of this stronger and better than ever. What does the future hold? no one knows. I can tell you for the movie industry, they are talking about allowing even more movies to stream online. So look forward to that, or just expect that coming down the pipe. But that's all I got for this one. I'll be back soon with something else on Netflix. I watch a lot of movies, and I'll try and just bring you guys the good ones that I've seen. So maybe give you something to do without having to wade through all the filth. All right, guys. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you next time.